Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party. So,
Yeah, that's what's up.
you know,
Yeah.
You won't believe the buzz around Mel Gibson and Diddy right now. Rumor has it, Gibson possesses some explosive party footage that could seriously derail Diddy's career. Think scandalous, shocking, career-ending material. But here's the twist. Diddy is not about to let this slide. He's doing everything in his power to keep Gibson quiet, throwing money and threats around like it's a scene straight out of Empire. The drama is off the
And Diddy been
charts.
doing this for a real long time, bro. He been doing this for a long time. And now another artist, this artist didn't wait 10 years. You know what I'm saying? He didn't wait 20 years. You understand? He waited a year or two after he stopped working with him and saw he didn't get what he was supposed to get. And he said, yo, listen here, man. I'm putting in my claims right now because I'm going to show everybody what really happened, what really went down. It's crazy. When I was reading it, I read the whole thing. Shout out to Keisha in Kansas City. She sent me the whole documentation, bro, and the whole court thing. And when I'm reading the stuff, you know, uh, it sound a lot of it sound familiar. You understand? And what I mean sound familiar, how he would get other girls and get girls um to try to, you know, convince this guy, or put him in a sexual situation with other girls so he could do whatever he wanted to do with them. And it's just like the situation somewhat with Sarah and her girlfriend and him and Ja. You know what I'm saying? Bringing girls on to try to convince this other guy to be in a room with another naked man and all this other bullshit. Yo, it all sound familiar, man. I read the whole thing, man, and it was crazy.
Let me spill the tea about Mel's secret weapon. It's not some scripted drama or a flashy Hollywood project. We're talking about wild party footage that has Diddy shaking in his designer boots. The streets are buzzing, with whispers that Mel somehow snagged these crazy videos from Diddy's infamous parties. And we're not talking about your typical champagne-fueled selfies. This is the kind of footage that would make even the toughest rappers blush and hide their faces. You might wonder what the big deal is. Celebrities party all the time, right? But this isn't your average night out. These videos supposedly capture some seriously shady business at Diddy's gatherings. Think illegal activities, shady deals happening in dark corners, and maybe even some A-listers doing things that would make their mothers weep. It's like a whole other world behind those VIP ropes, and Mel has it all on tape. But here's where it gets really juicy. Mel isn't just sitting on this gold mine. He's threatening to release it all for the world to see. Can you imagine the chaos if this footage drops? It could be game over for Diddy's entire empire. Record labels, clothing lines, vodka brands, you name it. All could come crashing down faster than you can say bad boy for life.
So you said I mentioned Justin Bieber. You ain't say I mentioned Kevin Hart.
Okay. What's going on with Kevin Hart?
I don't know, man.
Oh, okay.
The internet is going wild on him, saying that he was a curator and a narrator of one of the Diddy parties and got caught on tape. You didn't hear that?
Wow. I didn't hear that one. No.
That must be one of your favorite. That must be one of your favorite comedians, then. Cause you ain't hear that?
Kevin's cool.
Huh?
I didn't hear it.
Get out of here.
Kevin's cool, but I didn't hear that one. I must have missed it, man. I think I caught most of them.
I think he almost fell in the tub with one of the girls. Diddy had some girls in the tub, a tub of baby oil or something like that, and he almost fell in the tub. It was crazy.
You know, he would be one of the celebrities that I definitely wouldn't think would be involved in anything illegal, for sure.
But you gotta realize this, man. People who get caught up in certain those things like that, those parties and things like that, is that they don't go there looking for that stuff. You gotta understand, they get caught up in the moment with the alcohol, the drugs, and then certain bottles that are laced with certain things. that take you away from your normal self.
And get this, whispers are swirling that Mel might be doing this out of revenge. Remember when Diddy dissed him a few years back? It's like Mel's been biding his time in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. He's been collecting receipts, and now he's ready to cash in. The streets are saying these videos could expose a whole network of celebs and industry bigwigs engaging in some seriously questionable activities. Think career-ending, reputation-destroying, maybe even jail time kind of stuff. It's no wonder Diddy is pulling out all the stops to keep this under wraps. It feels like a ticking time bomb, and no one knows when it's going to explode. But hold on, because this story is just getting started. You won't believe what Diddy is doing to keep Mel quiet. It's like a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, with millions of dollars and reputations hanging in the balance. The big question is, who's going to come out on top? Is Mel going to drop this bomb and watch Hollywood go up in flames, or can Diddy find a way to make it all disappear? Girl, stay tuned because this tea is about to get even hotter.
And you end up probably doing something that you probably never do again in your life. You never get caught up in those things ever before. There are a lot of celebrities that go to these parties like this. And they not only Diddy parties. I went to a party before and You Can't Handle the Truth and King Kong Ain't Got Nothing on Me was at one of those parties. I was bodyguarding one of the girls. So what I'm saying is that it's rampant, and this was years ago. This was over 20 years ago. It's rampant in the music industry. It's rampant in Hollywood, film, pictures, and anything.
Well, Gene Deal, man, I really appreciate you taking the time.
Hey, Cam, can I plug my books, man, on your show?
For sure.
All right,
Absolutely.
I got these two books out. The first one is My World of Bodyguard and a Hip Hop Star. The beginning of my life up until the time in which the Notorious Biggs died. It got stories in here about rap beefs. It got stories in here about any and everything coming through from St. Louis to New York City. It's got different entrepreneurs here in New York City and everything. Then the second one is Life After Death When Bodyguard and a Hip Hop Star. It has the night that Big died, everything that you want to know. Stories about Pun, Big L, Fat Joe, every and anything. You know what I'm saying? It also have The Crew's The Same Gang in it, and Slick and the Family. You can also, I'm the first person that ever did this. I put a QR code in here, right? Where you can go directly to some pictures that's not in the book, because they were gonna charge me extra to put the pictures in the book. So I did it the slick way.
You outsmarted them and just put a QR code.
Yes, sir. Cam, thank you. I appreciate you, bro.
All right, you thought the tea was hot before? It's about to reach a boiling point. Diddy isn't just sitting back, hoping this will blow over. He's making moves that would make a chess grandmaster's head spin. But can all his money and connections really keep Mel's lips sealed? The streets are buzzing, and it's not looking good for Mr. Combs. Let me tell you, Diddy isn't playing around. He's throwing cash at this problem like it's going out of style, serious money, the kind that would make your eyes pop out of your head. We're talking millions, maybe even tens of millions just to buy that footage from Mel. Can you imagine having that kind of cash to splash around? But here's the kicker. Mel isn't biting. He seems to think those videos are worth more than whatever Diddy's offering. Smart move, or playing with fire? You tell me. Now here's where it gets really messy. The streets are whispering that Diddy isn't just relying on his deep pockets. He's calling in favors left and right. After all, he's got friends in high places. Word is, he's got them all working overtime to put the squeeze on Mel. We're talking serious pressure, maybe even some not-so-subtle threats. It's like something out of a movie, But this is real life, honey.
How you feel about all the people that's wondering why haven't any of Diddy big name friends came out to defend him?
Because either two things that I believe, either they know some of the stuff is true, either they took part in some of the stuff that happened, or they scared that it may mess up their brand. See, nobody wants to be in contact with anybody that allegedly was sex trafficking. You see what the WWF did to Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon was one of those people that was called for sex trafficking. We don't hear a lot about it because he gave up the company, he did what he was supposed to do, and he became Ghost. But now you see they trying to do the same thing to Puffy. They trying to make him or hip hop the face of sex trafficking like they was going to do the WWF at one time. Because that was a big story. So a lot of his people that know him, a lot of the people that been in those parties and seen probably some unscrupulous shit that went down and was like, ooh, I was there. I hope they don't got me on tape. They feeling a certain way. So they're not going to speak on nothing until they've been approached with something. You got to realize when Homeland Security get their evidence together, they're going to send agents out. You understand? They might send an agent out to me. Yo, what do you know? What have you heard? What have you seen? What's been going on? You know what I'm saying? You know, did this happen when you was around him? Did this happen back in the day? That's what they're going to want to know. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to send investigators out. They're going to send people out for anybody that they can get some information from to help their case. So those celebrities ain't going to say nothing. You know, you got your man Stevie J speaking on it right now. He'll be one of the first dudes that they'll probably pull to the side and say, yo, well, you say that your man, I heard you on TMZ say that he never did this and he never did that. But ain't this you? If those pictures or those films or anything like that exists, you know what I'm saying? That's what they pay those agents to do. So, of course, I don't believe that none of the people who are his celebrity friends is going to speak or say nothing until they're either contacted or they know what they really got.
So you feel like they might be worried that they might be on tape at one of Diddy parties doing something they wasn't supposed to be doing?
I think that the celebrities that may be worried is because what Lil Rob said. Lil Rob said in his affidavit that Diddy had every room taped and bugged. Diddy had, yo, bro, can you imagine? He had every room taped and bugged, and they found little bugs and little tape recorders. I mean, little those micro projectors or whatever like that, or video cameras. They found them in the house, bro. So by them having those things in the house, and people know there's drugs, there's alcohol, there's loose women, there's loose men, woman on woman, man on man, all kind of crazy shit. Bruh. They just wondering who or when they're going to let this stuff be known.
And get this, strange things have been happening around Mel lately. His car was seriously damaged and his phone got hacked. Now, I'm not saying Diddy's behind it, but come on, what are the odds? It's starting to look like Diddy might be playing dirty, trying to scare Mel into silence. But Mel is no pushover. He's been through the Hollywood ringer before, and he's not backing down easily. It's like watching David and Goliath, but with more bling and paparazzi. But Mel isn't just sitting back and taking it. Word on the street is he's been meeting with some high-powered lawyers, maybe gearing up to drop those videos legally. Can you imagine the chaos if that happens? It would be like dropping a bomb right in the heart of Hollywood. Careers would be over before you could say, cut. Now, you might be wondering why Diddy is so scared. Why is he pulling out all the stops like this? Let me spill some tea about what might be in those videos, but girl, you better sit down for this because it's about to get real juicy.
And they have to bring those witnesses in there. That's going to be something hard to prove. Unless Lil Rob or or Cassie state that was something that happened. That's how the prosecutor's going to prove that. They got a ton of evidence that they got to try to prove, bro. A lot of that shit that if you read it, it could be circumstantial. You know what I'm saying? But they got to have witness to back it up. You just can't say that that happened based on somebody lawsuit and what the words that they're saying. They have to have witnesses in there. And I think Puff lawyers is going to be smart enough to attack that.
Right. And they claiming that Diddy, he was blackmailing his victims because he had videos from old freak-offs and he was using those videos to get his victims to do another freak-off. So,
if he was blackmailing people, especially people that work for him, see, this is what it's going to get him at. See, people think that, those people work for him, or those people, if they was artists and they worked for him, or they were engineers, or they anybody that worked for them and stuff like that, your boss cannot blackmail you to do nothing. If you do a sexual act or you doing anything, your boss, if he have you doing those things like that, then he could be liable for suit. Because you're not doing it willingly. Because that individual is your boss. So psychologically, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody say, that when somebody has something over you, could determine your job, your career, your livelihood. That's somewhat of a blackmail if they holding stuff that they've done, that you've done in the past, over your head to make you continually doing that stuff. Now, that's where he loses at. Because some of those people work for him, or he was a part of doing something. They was part of doing something for their career with him. That's why he lose.
Okay, now you won't believe what I'm about to tell you, girl. The streets are buzzing about what's in those videos, and it's wilder than your craziest dreams. Nobody's seen them except Mel and his crew. But honey, the rumors are flying faster than gossip at a beauty salon. First off, we're hearing that these videos ain't just a regular celeb party footage. We're talking to lists caught with their pants down. And I mean that literally. The tea is that some big names are in these videos doing things that would make their cry. And it's not just embarrassing dance moves or drunk karaoke fails. We're talking compromising positions that could end careers faster than you can say scandal. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. The streets are whispering about illegal substances floating around these parties. And I'm not talking about a little weed or some party pills. We're hearing it's the kind of stuff that could land folks in orange jumpsuits for a long time. Diddy's parties were always well, but this takes it to a whole new level now. Here's where it gets real juicy. Some folks are saying these videos show more than just celebs getting turned. They're talking backroom deals, shady business practices, and the kind of stuff that would make the Fed sit up and take notice. Can you imagine? It's like a whole underground network of Hollywood bigwigs doing things they shouldn't be doing, all caught on camera. Did you see the picture? And I ain't get to see it, but you.
Yeah, but
Oh my God. Yo, listen to me, man. I don't know if it was what they call it when you take two pictures and they put it together and stuff like that. What they call it when they put the pictures together and it don't belong together, but they put it together. Whatever,
side by side.
Yeah, whatever they call that. Cuban Gooding Jr. was so close to that man. I would thought that was his lady. That's how close he was to him. And then his hands all on his leg and everything. It was crazy, bro. I don't even believe that. So when you see Cuban Gooden fighting the case here in New York when he said the girl was saying that he was groping her and everything like that? I'm glad they didn't show that picture at his trial because he would have been guilty. That's how close he was to that kid, man.
So you seeing on pictures, do you believe his claims?
Yeah, I believe his claims. Somebody put something in Cuban Gooding Jr. ear that this was fresh meat, or see, can you break him, or see, can you do something? Because don't no other man be that close to no another man, for that reason. Come on, bro. That's crazy.
Hey, do you know him? Have you ever met him before?
No, I don't think I met him before. Cuban, I can't recall me, no.
Okay. And he also alleges that, Diddy is the one that told him personally that he slept with Usher and Stevie J.
But I mentioned that earlier, that he said about Stevie J. The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp. Y'all put it together.
And what you mean by Diddy count?
Remember? He was on one of the talk shows, the white guy with the curly hair. What's his name? The white guy with the curly hair. And he said, yo, would you send your son to Diddy camp? And Usher said, no. Ask him why he won't send him to Diddy camp.
Diddy, these videos supposedly show a whole web of celebs and industry players up to no good. We're talking record label execs, movie producers, even some people you might see on your TV. Every night it's like a who's whoa Hollywood's dark side, all aid bear on Mel's tapes. Now I know you're thinking, how bad could it really be? Well, let me tell you something. If even half of what people are saying is true, it's enough to make the whole entertainment industry shake like a leaf in a hurricane. We're not just talking about a few reputations getting dinged. This is career-ending, life-ruining, maybe even jail time kind of stuff. No wonder Diddy's pulling out all the stops to keep this under wrap. But here's the million-dollar question that's got everyone talking. Is Mel really going to drop these videos? Or is he just bluffing to get something from Diddy? The streets are divided on this one. Some say Mel's got nothing to lose, and he's ready to watch it all burn. Others think he's just playing a high-stakes game of chicken with Diddy. Either way, one thing's for sure. If these videos ever see the light of day, it's going to be an earthquake in Hollywood like we never seen before.
I remember telling the guy, yo, Wendy who? He said, yo, Wendy Williams. She want to know who you are. And I said, where's she at? And she was on this like this chair, like a mantle sitting up on the stage and stuff like that. That should go right there. And I was at the bar chilling. I had bought some champagne, a bottle, stuff like that, setting it up for my friends them to come in. And they said, Wendy want to know who you are. And I said, who I am. And I looked at her. She said, yeah, Wendy Williams. That's what I said. I would know. I was told to do. I said, I would have to see her baby pictures. You know, the dude said, well, what you mean by that? I said, yeah, I had to see her. She said, Wendy Williams, you know, because she didn't, you know, look real feminine to me at the time. I said, I would have to see her baby pictures. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And he just looked at me, and it was the dude Skeletor. So when I was watching the whole Wendy Williams thing, I used to go to her Dons and Divas party. You know what I'm saying? I knew her husband, Cav, you know, because my man Chaz used to do business with him or whatever like that, you know what I'm saying? Because they used to do those Dons and Divas parties. You know, so then she got with Cav. Cav was a street dude, you know, out of Brooklyn. People knew him. So, long story short, to see that she went through the stuff and how that drug, alcohol, and cocaine ruined probably one of the greatest talk show hosts' life is a template for everybody who want to be in the entertainment business to see that you could be at the top of your game and you could be at your bottom of it. The same ladder you go up, it's the same one that you must come down. And that drugs and that alcohol don't mean you no damn good. Because it has torn up one of the greatest minds of radio of our time down. So it was heartbreaking to see Wendy in that type of situation, bro.
How you feel, and I hate to ask you about this, but you know, you see it on social media, so I want to get your opinion. How you feel about the people that say that, you know, what she going through right now is karma?
So let me ask you a question like this. Is she the first gossip column? Nah. She was just doing what she had an avenue and she had a lane that was done better than anybody who did it before, that came before her.
But I'm talking about her, you know, coming at people, beefing with people, you know, spreading rumors that wasn't true. One, for example, you know, her saying that Tupac got raped in prison. You know, he did an interview complaining about what she said and how, you know, it was a lie. So, you know, stuff like that, you know.
It was a lot of people that was doing that before. It was, dog, people was exposing that way before then. What about James Brown? They talk about James Brown beating his wife. They talking about Marvin Gaye being strung out on cocaine way before Wendy Williams. They had gossip column, they had shit like that, but she just perfected it and she was great at it. And she came and she brought it to the forefront of television. You understand what I'm saying? It's no different. It's just the way she did it made it seem like it may have been salacious.
Celebrity feuds were just about who wore it better. Those were the good old days. Now we've got Mel and Diddy in a standoff that's got more heat than a summer in Atlanta. And let me tell you, the way this is shaping up, somebody empire is about to crumble. It's like we're watching a heavyweight championship. But instead of boxing gloves, they're throwing lawyers and threats at each other. On one side, we've got Mel Gibson. Yeah, he had his own mess of scandals, but now he's sitting pretty with those videos. He's holding all the cards, or at least that's what he wants us to think. The streets are saying Mel's ready to burn it all down, consequences be damned. Then there's Diddy, the music mogul, who's built an empire bigger than his ego, and that's saying something, but now he's sweating bullets trying to keep his whole world from falling. AP parts like watching a king trying to hold on to his crown while the peasants are storming the castle. And you know how Hollywood loves to pick sides, some folks are waving Team Male flags, saying it's time for all the dirty laundry to get aired out. They're tired of the secrets and lies, and they want to see some truth for once. But then you've got Diddy's crew claiming Male's just stirring up trouble cause his own career's been in the toilet. They're saying he's jealous of Diddy's success and wants to take him down.
I don't blame her for what she did. I don't think it's nothing different from a lot of these people who come on here who claim like they journalists. She went to school. You understand? A lot of people claim to be journalists like you, myself. We all come on here, but who has an education in journalism? Who has an education in broadcasting? Who has an education in communication that they could come and develop a program and stuff like that? You don't have to have that anymore. You got people coming on here and they talking they doing their thing. You understand? But there's none other like Wendy Williams, man. None other like her.
I was looking at an interview from Jaguar, right? And I want to get your opinion on it. She told a story about how she knows a lawyer that walked in on Christopher Williams giving Diddy fellatio for a demo deal. You know anything about that? You heard about that?
Bruh, I don't know how true that is. I've heard that but I know Christopher Williams. And I know Christopher Williams was a crazy gangster ass nigga from Mount Vernon. From up in that area, Westchester. He didn't play that shit. He kept that 3.2 or that 38 on him, and he will shoot the shit out you. You understand? He was rough with his hands with the women. And the story went on and said that a lawyer walked in the office. When she walked in the office, she walked right out, and she said it was a dude, and she said it was Christopher Williams. It was one other brother, I forgot his name, that worked with Bad Boy. Him and Christopher Williams could have been brothers. And if anybody was doing that, it would have been him, not Christopher Williams. Do you understand that? Him and Christopher Williams could have been brothers. That's how close, that's how they had the same look, light skin, the little low on the side, curly hair and stuff like that. I would never believe it was Christopher Williams. You understand? But that other cat, yeah. You got to realize when you walk into something, it's very few people, if they walk into something like that, they're going to stare there and look and just be all into the shit, right? There's very few people going to do that. When you walk in something that's very inappropriate, you're going to back up out, especially women. You understand what I'm saying? So now, if she's seen a glance, she only going to see a glance. Now, if somebody who looks like Christopher Williams, maybe. But then you got to look at it like this. Was she in the office all the time? I don't remember us having a lawyer in the office like that. Or she was just coming by that particular time. I don't know. I don't know the situation. I want to stay off that. But I know from knowing Christopher Williams, having an altercation with him before, and knowing people that know him, he's some old crazy gangster shit. And why would he? Puff nigga? Nah, bro. Puff wasn't that damn big back then.
Keefe D, what you think about that situation, yo? What's going on with that?
Well, I spoke to Keefe D's son, and Keefe D's son said that he was all right, he was fine. He never got beat up in jail. All that was bullshit. He in jail with family and friends, and he's doing good. They just trying to get this money up so he can come home.
I don't think you're going to get the money, bro. Who going to put the money up for that, yo?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Do you still feel the same? You think he's still going to win it?
I know he's going to win it. I know he's going to win it. You got to realize he got a trial by judge. The judge has to follow the letter of the law. There's only circumstantial evidence and hearsay on a murder case.
Now, the tea is that Mel's been having some hush-hush meetings with big shot lawyers. Looks like he might be gearing up to drop these videos legally. Can you imagine the chaos? But Diddy's not sitting around twiddling his thumbs. He's got his own army of suits working around the clock to shut this whole thing down. It's like a game of legal chess. But with way higher stakes, we're hearing about lawsuits flying back and forth, cease and desist orders getting slapped down. Left and right, it's enough to make your head spin faster than Diddy old dancers. And let's not forget about all the other celebs who might be caught up in this mess. No, they're watching this showdown like hawks, probably praying to every god they know that their faces don't show up. If this footage ever gets out, it's like the whole of Hollywood is holding its breath, waiting to see who's going to get taken down. But here's the million-dollar question. Who's going to blink first? Is Mel going to drop this bomb and watch Hollywood burn, or is Diddy going to find a way to make it all disappear like magic? The streets are split on this one. Some say Mel's got nothing to lose and he's ready to go nuclear. Others think Diddy's got too much power and too many connections to let this happen. One thing's for sure, this ain't your average celebrity drama. This is the kind of scandal that could change the face of Hollywood forever. So grab your popcorn and settle in, cause this show is far from over. And trust me, you don't want to miss a single second of this tea.
Since the raids, really, nobody who we know, people who we know Diddy. We've seen them at his parties, and I'm not talking about the freak-offs. I mean, we haven't seen any of that video, though. Remember, the feds say they do have video that they seized during the raids from those freak-offs, so they know who the celebrities are if they're already involved in the freak-offs. But we've seen plenty of video over the years of Diddy's very public parties, and all of those people, you know, they're not saying anything. They haven't for months. And yes, to your point, there certainly got to be people who are nervous about getting a call from the U.S. Attorney's Office, whether it be to come in as a witness, whether it be just to be interviewed to find out what they know, or go before the grand jury, which is something nobody wants to do. They all want to be away from this case as much as possible.
I feel like we're certainly just scratching the surface on this case. Let's talk about something else happening right now. You're reporting today that Lady Gaga's dad just endorsed Trump, calling him pure and a patriot. Was this surprising to you as you guys were talking about this today?
It was definitely surprising. Joe Germanata, or as we've been calling him here in the office, Daddy Gaga, went on Fox and Friends this morning and very full-throatedly endorsed former President Trump and spoke about why he's endorsing him. He acknowledged that, in his word, the word he used was, he acknowledged that Trump is abrasive, but he just prefers his policies. He said, I'm not voting for a person, I'm voting for the policy. And he felt like New York has gone downhill while Joe Biden was in the White House, and he thinks that Trump should be back there. You can tell he is not comfortable with some of the things that that Trump says or does, but it's about policy for him. It was weird because we all know that Lady Gaga is very liberal, and while she has not endorsed Kamala Harris yet, she did full-heartedly endorse Joe Biden, and we're expecting at some point she will do that for Harris and Walz.
Yeah, as of right now, I think all she's done is like the post from Taylor Swift or whatever.
The family dinners are going to get interesting with them.
Exactly.
Imagine Thanksgiving there after the election.
It's an American story at this point, that's for sure. That's right.
Diddy drama is like a ticking time bomb, and we're all just waiting to see it. It's going to blow. The streets are buzzing, wondering if those wild party videos are going to see the light of day, or if Diddy's going to make him disappear like magic. Either way, you know this ain't the end of the story. Whether Mel drops the bomb or Diddy keeps it under wraps, one thing's for sure, this tea is too hot to stay hidden forever. Hollywood shaking in its boots, wondering who's going to get burned when it all comes out, and trust me, somebody going to get burned. So keep your eyes open and your ears to the ground. Causing this town today's whisper could be tomorrow's headline. This drama is far from over, and you don't want to miss a single sip of this piping hot tea. The streets are watching, and so should you.